Welcome to this Saturday, and thank you for inviting me. I think I'm gonna talk about an interesting topic. I'm sure you would have heard of this at least a new term called vibe coding. We'll go in deep about what exactly is it, what are the opportunities we have as a software developer now, what our future looks like, and what are the things we probably need to relearn now. Right? It's evolving and what I say today, I'm gonna keep changing very fast in this software development life cycle, especially in this coding assistant tool. So it's it's learning for everybody here. My name is Ashish. I play a cloud and AI strategist role at ThoughtWorks India. I have close to 2 decades of experience, and I've started my journey as everybody, right, developer, and spent a lot of my time of my career in development. Even today, I write a lot of code, and um, yeah, I think that's the part and parcel of your life as a software engineer. What I feel, yeah. So I've worked with multiple, um, I would say multiple organizations over my 2 decades, and pretty much played different roles across all my career. That's all about me. I'll directly jump on the topic, and feel free to stop me if you have any questions or anything. Um, yeah, we're gonna look at, as I said, what's the vibe coding, what are the tools, IDs available as of today. I mean, it's a vast, it keeps increasing, as I said earlier. What are the use case where we can get started with? What's the risk? I think this is more important to understand. And what's gonna be the end game. Before I jump into things, I just wanted to know. Let me see if I can look at the audience. Has anybody uh, heard of this pipe coding? Has anybody used it? Maybe you can just give thumbs up in case if you have heard of it, if you have used in your any of your project, hobby project, maybe organization project. Are are you aware of vibe coding? Okay, looks like I can't get any response. We can put it on chat. Okay, maybe I can go from the beginning in that case. So yeah, it's basically vibe coding is the way you can basically use coding assistant tools. You can put a natural language prompts, and behind the scenes, AI model will generate a code for you, uh, and it gonna add it to your repository in your ID itself. So there are multiple ways to access these AI models. It can be inline within the code. There are a lot of extensions available right now in different IDs. We're gonna see that. There are altogether a new AI ID, as I said, a dedicated AI enabled ID. Like I'm not sure if you have heard of Windsurf, Cursors. They're pretty popular these days. Lovable, uh, Klein, Uru Code. So these are different tools, plugins which are available for us to uh, write the coding. As I said, it's AI generated code. So there's an LLM model. It could be a very popular I've heard of is Claude Sonnet 3.7. But there are different models, GPT, Mini, Photo, um, and Anthropic. Quite a few models available now, which are more of code models, I would say, which kind of help us in generating this AI and more accurate code. This is definitely not a replacement for coding skills. I think I'll talk about that more. Um, but yeah, I think it's gonna assist you in your programming front. One important aspect what I've seen with the vibe coding is, and I think we can directly looking at most of you are not aware of. Maybe we can do a quick demo on how what does I mean. But even a non-developer, right? I mean, if you have not been a developer, I've seen this with within my organization, different business analysts, product owners. If they have some concept or an idea, if they want to spike it out or build some prototype, right? I think these coding assistant tools can definitely help you to achieve that. Uh, yeah, these are the ecosystems, and this keeps changing. So, um, I mean, these are quite a few popular at this point of time. As I said, it's evolving, and it's lot many investments happening in this ecosystem, and you're gonna see a lot and lot tools out there. But cursor windsurfs are very popular. Um, they also have an extensions, as I said, in ID, but they also have a dedicated ID based out of VS Code itself. So we can see one or two. Maybe I'll show cursor today. Uh, but yeah, Windsurf is another very popular one. Um, yeah, most of you might have used GitHub Copilot by now. It's been there for a while. It's been there for a couple of years. So I'm sure a lot of people have this question: what's vibe coding versus GitHub Copilot, right? Um, and I think I just thought of putting things up here. I think both kind of fundamentally both offer them kind of assist developers to accelerate their product development programming front, I would say. But GitHub Copilot is more of inline coding suggestions with traditional coding workflows. I think that's more of an inline, while vibe coding is more of conversational. So you're gonna see create an shopping website for me. So behind the scenes, it will think, it will create all those commands, run behind the scenes in an agentic mode, and it will generate a scaffolding code base for you, which you can iterate and build functionality on top of it. So it's an entire IDE, and basically helps you create your prototype applications pretty fast. As I said, it's end-to-end application development. That the context size of your entire project gonna be large compared to GitHub Copilot, where the context size is few lines or few files, which probably you send it to GitHub Copilot and get the AI output out of it. Um, yeah, as I said, it's ideal for prototyping MVPs. We're gonna see a lot of use cases there. Uh, but yeah, this is interesting. So let me, I mean, I have a few slides, but let me jump to the code and give you guys feel what exactly I meant. So, um, yeah, so let me start all together a new one. Okay, so that way, so this is a cursor ID. Um, it's pretty much available. You can download it. I think I have on my Mac. Uh, but yeah, you can download and kind of get started towards it. They have some free trial for 2 weeks, but yeah, I think you can purchase. I'm currently using the free trial. I just installed a while ago. So let me start a new prompt altogether. So this is important. So you have a conversational or you have an agentic mode. What I said. So this is one of the agentic mode, and what we can do here is create. So I gonna convert. So I'm think about me as a product manager role, and I'm planning to create a shopping website similar to Amazon.in. Okay, use React Native for front end, and maybe you use C#.NET Web API as backend. Single page applications. Okay, so let's give this prompt and see what it does for us. Okay, so I'm doing it for the first time with you, so bear with me in case if you see any glitches out there. So it's kind of thinking what exactly it needs to build. So if you look at the project structure, so it's gonna give the product listing page, details page, cart, checkout. Okay, it created the backend user management, product management, cart management, and yeah. So let's go ahead and apply this. Let me open a terminal. Yes, let's go with this stuff. Should I scaffold the folder structure and provide a basic working example for both? Yes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask him to create this folder structure. Okay. Let's look at the code. I've been quite using one folder, shopping API. Yeah, so I think this is the code base which got generated for us. Let's ask him to add a readme out of this. And then let's do that in an agentic mode. Add a readme file. So it went ahead and it added a readme file. It kind of talked about let's accept this. This is how you converse. It's gonna talk about what all things it has done. So this is how you're gonna run. Okay, let's uh, let's run this. I don't know why this terminal is not working as expected. Let me clean this. So you can basically review the changes as well. Probably it's taking some time because this might be a trial version. There might be some limitations here. But on a while this comes up, I'll talk about WinSurf as well. So this is another coding assistant tool. As I said, WinSurf. It is in its own ID and pretty much similar thing. So I kind of asked him to create an hello world program for Python. I'll just accept it. Uh, Run the program. Okay, so it kind of ran it, and you can also run it here. I think I did a wrong thing. Let me try it again. I don't know why I'm not getting in both of the terminal the prompt what I generally get. Let's try last time. If not, we can it ran it here. It shows it ran it here. Okay. Now you if let's assume let's start with Windsurf. Create a bubble sort algorithm. Okay, now it came cursor here. I don't know, it took some time. Python 3 hello dot py. Yeah, it printed. It created this bubble sort code. So let's look at it. So yeah, so this is the Python code it automatically created for you. Uh, this is the simplest DSA algorithm everybody would have gone through. So it written a code for you and it was able to run it original array and sorted array. You could do it again if you want. Yeah. So basically, what I wanted to talk about is I think it can also scaffold um, an entire application for you, and you can basically create pretty fast, rapid development. What I've seen is in my experience, if you want to build uh, a product website or a prototype, 70% of the code can get added pretty fast within few hours. But adding those last 30% of code, right, the actual functionality, I think that's where it takes time because AI agents may not be able to help you um, in those last 30 minutes and last 30% code because it's a lot of business logic, a lot of functionality. You need to do a lot of custom prompts to get that right. So 70% is pretty fast, but last 30% it takes some time and a lot of human intervention is required. So yeah, I think I'll go back to the slide deck, but I just wanted to give you a feel. So I think it did create a. I don't know if I'll be able to. Okay, I think I got a prompt here as well. Let's do .NET Restore. Okay, okay. Let's do .NET Build. I don't know what it's gonna run for us. I think it's running the okay weather forecast API. So it created a scaffolding with a weather forecast API. It's building for you. I don't know if this is up and running. Let's see. I think it's still building. Okay, I see. Mm, with the other point 5001. Yeah, I think I see this is still in. It takes some time because this is free trial. So what I've seen is even the prompts take time to generate some of the code base. But yeah, we'll revisit this. We'll come back. I think it's taking some time there. Let's get back to the slide deck and go from there on. So yeah, as I said, I believe you guys are with me. Any questions until now? Okay, let me jump to slideshow. Yeah, so we talk about what's the vibe coding. I think it's a full-fledged end-to-end application development. We just saw a couple of use cases there. um, and it's pretty good for to get started for even a non-developers. Um, let's talk about how mature is this technology and our company actually using it successfully. Yeah, I mean, I would say it's pretty uh, immature at this point of time, though there are a lot of companies have started heavily using this AI assistant development. GitHub Copilot is subset of it, so I would say there's a lot of adoption from a GitHub Copilot point of view. But this entire vibe coding AI assistant IDs, I think it's slowly getting adoption. It's definitely in startups and mid organizations. I think it's pretty powerful. It's been adopted pretty fast. But in an enterprise, because of the security reason, you don't want your entire code base to be sent to LLM model so that it can get trained. I think there are security reasons, and we are seeing slow adoption uh, with GitHub Copilot with AI assistant tool. But yeah, I mean, as I said, this space is rapidly evolving, and things keep changing pretty fast here. Yeah, it's good for rapid. I mean, as I said, rapid development, prototyping, getting things ready. There's a lot of investment happening in this space. As I said, 8.3 billion invested in AI coding assistant. There had been news. So Windsurf and Cursor are pretty popular and pretty big giants like OpenAI. They are trying to acquire. And that's what I've been hearing. They are trying to acquire these tools as well. Um, so what are the most appropriate use case to start with, right? It's one is the rapid prototyping, which I saw that. I've seen a lot of my UX UI team members. They could easily change the styles and make UI modifications pretty easily uh, using this coding assistant tool. So it kind of accelerate that hackathon weekend project. So I myself when I got basically I would say 4 months back when I got the Windsurf license for the first time, I was been exposed to this. Within weekend, I was able to create two of my personal projects. What I wanted to do. One of them was the blogging website, and the other one, which was long pending application, which I need to build. I could build that and deploy it CI/CD within 2 days. So it was pretty fast, and it did help a lot. Internal tools, yeah, I think if you have any automation tools, if you want to build something for your internal organization, I think this is pretty fast and pretty good. What I've seen is one of the major heavily thing is prototyping. I mean, in before this code assistant tools, building a POC, it used to take anywhere from 8 a week to 4 weeks, right? Um, Building a simple website or prototyping or something. I think what I've seen with this, it has drastically reduced to few days, and this is pretty good. So it gets started with that. Then you we'll talk about what as a developer you need to worry about. There's a lot of code gets generated, but how can you be very cautious about that? I think we'll talk about that. But yeah, I think these are the quite popular use cases I've seen. Code refactoring cleanup is pretty good as well. Um, I think it does it refactoring seamlessly. It changes across all the files, so you don't need to uh, basically you don't need to worry about your changes. It will modify your unit test as well. So I've used this in code refactoring as well, and it works pretty good. Uh, yeah, so these are a couple of risks. What I see. One and more important is code quality concerns because this is vibe coding, right? So a lot of this code gets generated. Uh, I mean, you could see so many files got created. It's still right in a scaffolding phase, but yeah, uh, the moment you basically build an entire functionality, a lot of code gets generated. So it's very difficult to maintain, and you get into that accept the code change. So you tend to lose the intellectual skills what you used to do. So as a traditional developer, right, we had a modular design, apply those design principles pretty well. But there's a lot of risk for new developers, right? They might start using this and keep accepting it, and yeah, you're gonna see a lot of code in front of you, but you have not followed the train completely. So yeah, I mean, it's a huge thing, but yeah, it can potentially can have some bugs or inefficient implementation as well. So you need to be very watchful. Uh, have your prompt pretty good. Have those small prompt. Don't I mean the way I could ask create a shopping website. I think it's pretty big. You need to write small prompts to create a front end, create a shopping cart page, create a product list page, create a checkout page. So the more small prompt you do, the small code which gets generated, and you can review it much better, and you can accept it. I think that's one thing. Um, yeah, security vulnerabilities is another thing. So I've seen there are some of the insecure patterns in the AI generated code. So you need to be kind of worrying about running other set of tools on top of this AI generated code. So this is another thing what I see. Yeah, I talked about developer skills atrophy, right? I mean, yeah, it's definitely a good assistant tool, but more excessive usage and reliance on this AI generated code will lack your fundamental coding skills. So use it wisely. That's what I would say. Have those small prompts. I think that's gonna help you. Um, Make sure cost management. I think this is one thing. Right now we are on a free trial, so you see, so most of these tools um, right now cost on the token size, right? How much code gets generated? What's your prompt size? I think that's how they cost, and that's how they reduce the token from your credit. Over time, this gonna change. They're gonna make more and more cheaper, but at this point of time, you be watchful uh, on when you do a refactoring, what all changes happening, how much files it get changes, so that many tokens get consumed. So you need to be watchful initially at this point of time, but I'm sure over time, I think this gonna be uh, pretty cheap as well. Right now, both Windsurf and Cursor, I think they cost you around $20 a month. Uh, they give some limited set of tokens, which should be good for a developer like me who doesn't code very often every day. But right, um, but some of you guys, right, who are hardcore into development, so you might run out of those token credits. So be use it wisely, I would just say. Um, yeah, so these are the things what I have seen. The other thing I just wanted to talk about is I think you need to do a lot of robust testing and code review uh, once this AI code generation happens. So it's I've seen a lot of code get generated, as I said earlier. So the code review, there should be a different way of reviewing this code, and there should be a lot of rigor as well. Moving on to the next thing, yeah, let's talk about how this gonna affect your development team structure and hiring needs. I think yeah, we have seen web. We have seen this earlier. There were a lot of desktop-based application. Then it came web. We have seen distributed systems, multiple components talk to each other. NoSQL database, cloud has been, but nothing has changed our, I would say, roles or job. I mean, all of our jobs are still secure. Um, Same applies with AI assistants. I think I don't see uh, a massive change in in some companies say that they stopped hiring junior devs because they can be easily replaced by coding assistants. So there had been some trend going on, but I don't feel that's going to happen. But you need to evolve, as I said, right? I mean, You definitely need to shift your focus on solutioning architecture, prompt engineering. That's the most important concept now. Um, you might need a lot of domain knowledge. Now, earlier we used to have this programming syntax, right? We need to uh, learn Python, Java, Kotlin, Scala. I mean, those are good languages, but you don't need to specialize in writing those syntax. I think this coding assistant tool can help you in writing those syntax. I think that's where the shift gonna happen. But yeah, your domain knowledge gonna be very valuable going forward. Yeah, new skill requirement, as I said, prompt engineering, and that's one of the most important thing. Um, code review capabilities. Now you need to, as I said, you need to have small commits, which will help you to review smaller chunk of code generated by an AI in much better fashion. I think that's important. Problem solving skills and system design. I think these are the complex concept in software development, right? I mean, how you can make modularized code, how you want to design your software application. I think that stays as it is, and uh, continue continue learning those skills, system design, problem solving, and I think even in AI world era, I think this is gonna be there for you. Um, yeah. So yeah, one thing you're gonna see from a programming point of view, right? I think as and when we get more AI assistant coding, right, the juniors and senior developer, the gap between the knowledge gonna drastically reduce. And there's gonna be a lot of um, documentation available in the code, and even a junior dev can, with the help of this Genie coding assistant tool, right, can write pretty quality code as well. So yeah, the knowledge gap gonna get reduced, but the senior devs have to be get used to with a lot of system design concepts and domain knowledge. Uh, how do we ensure security and code quality with AI generated code, right? I mean, um, I think we talked about enhanced review process as this is AI generated code. There are gonna be a vulnerabilities. There are gonna be a lot of code get generated, duplicate code gonna be there. I think it's important to have that code review guidelines. Another important thing is automated scanning. I think this we do it even today with every commit. We do have a DevSecOps pipeline where each of your commit goes through multiple security tools, SonarCube, SAST, DAST. I think it's equally important even for an AI generated code, right? To go through all these tools and fix it. Um, Quality gates. I think we talked about uh, this testing requirements. Yeah, I think it's important to uh, AI assistant does help you write a lot of unit test code. I mean, it can help you to actually implement TDD. So make sure you leverage that TDD writing test. And what I've seen in a lot of my organization, a lot of my clients, it's helping a lot in writing test, writing more and more test. Um, yeah, I think one of the important thing is developer education. So I'm sure this space is getting evolved very fast. Learning more and more about these tools gonna help you and use it more appropriately. I think that's one thing what I see. What's the end game? Yeah, this is the thing. I mean personally, what I feel is I don't think it's gonna replace developers right away. At least in next 3 to 5 years, things keep changing. What I've envisioned over time is because of this agentic AI, right? At some point of time, you you're gonna have these agents in your software development life cycles. You'll have your product manager agent, which will create an epic requirement, product requirement document. They're gonna be a Scrum Master agents or uh, agentic AI. Again, this gonna be an autonomous agent which will go through those product requirements, create those epic stories, create those granular stories with detailed acceptance criteria. Then you're going to have a developer agent, which will basically take this story card, uh, look at each of those acceptance criteria and write this automated code for you. And you'll have DevOps and testing agent to validate this. So at some point of time, what I envision, I think this the life's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be all automated with agentic AI system, but it's still while to go. But yeah, more important for all of us is to equip these new skills, learn this. Uh, I think this is very important. Um, yeah, I mean, I think as this simple task gets automated, right, writing unit tests, there are a lot of time for developers to tackle the complex hard problems. So I think it's equally important. Yeah, human oversight, human in loop is always required. There's a lot of judgment you need to make, a lot of decision making you need to make when the code is emitted out from the ID from the agents. So that's that. So yeah, it's a mix at this point of time. I think every one of us should acquire these new skills, learn about this. There are a lot of sources available, and and yeah, I mean, uh, take this as an assistance, and I'm sure you're gonna succeed further in your career. I'll thank you. Any questions? Any thoughts? Yeah,
It,
I think that's pretty much Smita what I had.
yeah, thank you so much, Ashish. It was really very informative. And thank you for sharing all this fab or future of the software development. We really appreciate it. I've shared the link for Ashish LinkedIn profile. So if you have any queries, please feel free to get in touch with him. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ashish, once again.
Thank you, Smita. Thank you, sir.